People think the deconstruction of a man is some loud, violent occurrence, this outpour of bitterness towards the world, when in reality, the deconstruction of a man is a silent film, a common surgical procedure that the world didn't know it was trained to do. The breaking of a boy is the world's quietest natural disaster. As a man, there is no such thing as being stuck between a rock and a hard place. You either use the stones at rock bottom to build a way out, or you get buried by them. There's nobody coming to save you. The whole world is trying to construct you into its perfect little image, and the people around you, the ones responsible for your manufactured masculinity, some of us are going to make it through assembly, but we need to watch out for our defective counterparts, because the whole world is going to use their flaws to define all of us. Luckily, the most effective product is aware of its own shortcomings and tends to destroy itself given enough time alone with its imperfections. This is a abridged explanation of the process of how you become a man or a monster. Everybody knows what a monster does. Everybody judges the monster. Nobody questions its creator. Some of us are manufactured to make light of our peril, with jokes if you will. Male comedians are magicians in this way. How they take their pain and airbrush it into something laughable. Joke about a failed suicide. The crowd laughs, the curtains close. The comedian drinks all the way home. A man's tears are just funny that way. How they have to be translated to be accepted. How they have to be transcribed into an art form to be worthy of observation. How you have to bleed artistically to become a worthy topic of conversation. It's funny how we can joke about a man's misery, but nobody taught the boy to cry. But they teach him how to fight. Nobody tucked him in at night, so he doesn't sleep at night. Nobody provides protection to the protectors. Nobody provides provisions for the providers. Nobody looks after the overseer. Nobody has ever tried to guide a man that steers. Everybody judges the weak man. Nobody checks the strong. Only other men seem to know how subtle a difference there is before the transition. Nobody taught the boy to cry, so he would do it at all the wrong times. In the barber chair, getting casket sharp. Remembering the funeral of a failed relationship. Breaking down because he's weighed down by the tears collecting in his baggage. At the soccer game, remember what it feels like to be a boy running towards a goal. Most men will only experience unconditional love from their mothers, and some of us don't even get that. Some of us never had appreciation or respect without conditions or hidden intentions. Some of us don't know what it sounds like to hear, "I see you. I'm proud of you. You really make a difference." Yet the expectation is to constantly be displaying the strength and love that the world is so hesitant in conveying. We're expected to have a thick skin, but we're going to get judged if it turns to a hard shell. The first step in being a man is ignoring the hunger, because yes, you're going to be starving. Starved of attention, starved of affirmation, starved of love, starved of being told that you are enough. Step 2 in being a man is being comfortable with replaceability, because you are only as good as you are useful. You are only as valuable as you are needed by others. And should there ever come a day where you fail to provide everybody with a smiling face, then don't be surprised when they say that all men do is take up space. Step 3 in being a man is overcoming your fear of the fire, because almost everything you will ever try to build will go up in flames. Relationships, careers, hobbies. Yep, you're always to blame. Step 4 in being a man is understanding about a time you finally get all the right answers. By that time, the questions will have already changed. You might even achieve the strength of Herculean fiction, trying to balance the weight of all these contradictions. Be a man, they say. Definition unknown. Description keeps changing. We men, so empty, so irritable, so this, so that. We get told what we are so much, we've understood that who we are ain't even up to us. The blame is always on us, regardless. One guilty man's actions require an innocent man's explanation. Otherwise, you're all guilty by gender association. There are 4 times as many male suicide ideations, because it's been hammered in our head that we're falling short of societal expectations. I mean, just imagine being in a world of hurt for 100 different reasons during a nationwide emasculation season. There's a unique brand of sadness that follows being hated without reason. There is no secret why a high percentage of us have accepted to stop breathing. As the saying goes, every failure is one step closer to with a successful attempt, and there is no such thing as an attempted suicide. A man's soul dies long before his body has the chance to realize. A man with an old soul is just a boy that contemplated going ghost. For every woman that suffers the same fate, 4 men will follow her to the grave. Who's going to teach these boys to cry while they're still alive? A man with nothing to lose will view everything as something to take, and a child that isn't embraced by his village will burn the village down, and he will stare as everything that did not love him back contorts and cracks, and he will ease his way into the fire until he finally feels some warmth.